I dropped my phone on the floor. Hello, bookflowers. It's Kristen. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about some of my favorite reads that I've recently read. So get cozy and let's dive in. All right, so you're about to hear about some of my seasonal fall reads, and you'll notice a trend. They are super cozy because that's just what I was in the mood for. So the first one that I finished and loved was Anne of the Island. This is the third Anne of Green Gables novel and takes place when Anne goes off to college to just get some learning, and it follows her and some friends she makes, and overall it's so beautifully atmospheric. A lot of it takes place in fall, and if you've ever read any of the Anne of Green Gables stories before, then you know those books are atmospheric anyways, and it's so lovely to see Anne grown up a little bit more. In these books, her romance with, is that a spoiler? The romantic tensions reach a new peak, if you know what I mean. And overall, I think the story is so sweet and wholesome. You know, the Anne of Green Gables story is kind of told like in vignettes, I feel like little snapshots of her life. And in doing this, I think it just so perfectly creates a cozy atmosphere. If you're looking for a really wholesome, cozy autumn read in this last month of November, I highly recommend it. Oh, another book I finished and absolutely loved was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I read my first Donna Tartt book a year ago, and it was The Goldfinch, and I think I gave it like 3 stars. I know it's supposed to be some epic work of art, but like it wasn't for me. However, every issue that I personally had with The Goldfinch was solved in The Secret History and made it such a beautiful read. So obviously, The Secret History is one of those cult classic books at this point. It follows a group of students in college and what happens whenever they get into a bit of a disagreement with one of their friends. It is full of evil and also academia, and it really I'd say it challenges your idea of good versus evil, and there's a little shocking twist at the end. And overall, it's like just a little bit of like thrill and spook, and mainly just super atmospheric. And all of the tension keeps you turning the pages, even though the writing style is definitely elevated in that typical Donna Tartt style that, you know, you come to associate with her. Overall, 5-star read. I completely understand the hype and hope to give this book a reread one day. Now, another absolutely shocking turn of events. I read a book called Haunted House Murder by Leslie Meyer, and I did not think I would like this book as much as I did. I gave it 4 stars because I was looking for a book that, you know, wouldn't really scare me, but it'd be kind of cheesy, and that's exactly what I got. So this story is kind of like, think a cozy mystery, basically. It follows 3 different groups of people who live in the same town, and they're each little novellas. You could almost say short stories, I suppose. And in these stories, something mysterious happens in each one, sometimes involving murder or a disappearance or something like that. And the characters were usually very unlikable, but that didn't turn me away from it because the book had all the things I was looking for, which was atmospheric fall vibes. There were haunted houses, and Halloween night is when one of them takes places. There is a body buried somewhere that's dug up by a dog, and baking, and a disappearing child, and overall, like, it was perfect for reading around Halloween, and it definitely was what I was looking for. Another fall, like, atmospheric book that I read, I only gave it 3 stars, but it was fine. It was The Bake Shop at Pumpkin and Spice, and it was by 3 people, Donna Kaufman, Kate Angel, and Allison Charles. So basically this story followed 3 characters in 3 different settings, but they all take place in the same town, which I'm starting to realize, like, that typical scenario is typical in, I guess, cozy cozy, like atmospheric books, like cozy mysteries or cozy romances. This is my first time reading those types of books, so I'm learning so much about them. But anyways, in the first story, I was not a big fan of it. It was not very atmospherically fall at all. I'm focused mainly on like this person in a bake shop and unnecessary family drama that didn't really need to happen and didn't seem like it was carrying any of the plot forward. But the second one and the third one both had such like cozy vibes. They all involved like baking or baked goods in some way, and I just really enjoyed them. The romance was like predictable and it was nothing too special, but I was looking for a book that would be perfect for October, and in that case I really do think it was. And the third one, this girl meets and falls in love with kind of the mayor of the town and helps plan this October parade. And kind of what ties them all together is that there's this bake shop that they all go to, and it's very popular in the town. But the owner of the bake shop makes these like iced Italian wedding cookies or something, and they're baked with a little bit of magic. So when you eat them and like someone else eats them, it kind of like speeds along the process of falling in love. So it was really cute and sweet, and I enjoyed it. I want to kind of end on a positive note, and yet I'm going to end by telling you one I didn't like too much, and that was Season of the Witch, which was the graphic novel of the chilling adventures of Sabrina. Now, I think the reason I didn't like it is just because it wasn't what I expected, and I didn't go into it like, if you know me, then you probably know that I'm not really big into like overt horror, like grotesque kind of disgusting stuff. And that graphic novel comic book, for me, it was just unnecessarily gross and vulgar. A lot of like, it involved like sexualizing an adult sexualizing herself and seducing a young boy, which made me really uncomfortable. And there were multiple times when I was just like, I gotta put this down, this is awful. And I powered through, but I honestly don't think I should have, because thinking about this book now still kind of scars me. Also, like, the characters from Riverdale are in this book and meet up with Sabrina. And in my head, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like that was a Disney show, right? Or a Nickelodeon show. Like that was such a wholesome show. So this is just a complete flip-flop on the show that I remember. And just kind of, it was bizarre. So I gave the graphic novel 2 stars in my opinion. But I can totally see how it just wasn't a book for me. And I know that some people would really love it. Like my friend Sarah, I can see why it's something that she would like. But for me, it was too like, it just makes my skin crawl. And there you have it. Those are some books that I recently read. Some books that are a little spooky and mostly supremely atmospheric and fallish. And with that, I'm so ready to get into my little end of the year reading sprint where I'm gonna be just reading like holiday, wintry, seasonal books. I will be doing that probably soon, probably after my birthday, which is next week, and I am so excited. So if you've read any of these books, definitely let me know your thoughts on them in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions for some good wintry books, absolutely let me know as well. And otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.